What is up, guys? Pie Muffin here, and we are back with some more Trails Through Daybreak. Last time, we started our rounds here. Now that we're back in Edith, and we handled a side request on top of the 3 Connect events we had to do. So now we're going to check out the other districts. So let's head over to Riverside. Okay, nothing on the board, so it's really just checking in with a lot of people. Oh, I thought that was Mario for a second, but it's not. Working hard as usual, I see. The incident with A is still making waves. All my sources are still abuzz talking about it. Got any juicy info you wouldn't mind sharing? Of course I do. There's still some of A's gangsters out and about. It's quite concerning knowing we have some stragglers laying low in the capital. Yeah, it worries me too. Not Melchior, not worth the time. We should still keep an eye out, just in case we come across any information regarding their whereabouts. As long as it doesn't get in the way of everything else we're doing, it sounds good to me. Alright, I guess that's all Bermati has for us. It's kind of weird to not have Shizuna in the group for once, since she was helping us all pretty much all of last chapter. Oh, hey! Hi, guys. It's Sarah and Shaina. I see Sylphid's with you, too. Acquaintances of yours? We met each other back in Tharbad. Nice to see you. It's been a while. What brings you guys here? We bumped into each other in town, so I'm showing them around now. We have a guest role in Director Gotti's new film, so we were invited to come here. You'll be in Director Gotti's next film? Congratulations! Be careful with that perv. Don't let him goad you into doing some skeevy scene or event. 2 of the actresses are already keeping an eye, making sure they don't get into trouble. I'm tremendously grateful to Judith and Nina. Actually, we were on our way to your office to say hi, Van. You got ahead of us there. If you have the time, feel free to stop by for a visit anytime. I'm usually free during the day. We'll be staying until the Revolution Festival, so I'm sure we'll have a chance to visit. We'll break out a reserve of special snacks for you. You mean my reserve? The ones I save for myself? God, that's funny. Oh, you were saving those? Whoops, I ate all of them already. Son of a... Don't yell in God's house. Alright. Oh, I did want to see, so when did we actually start? So let's go back to chapter 1. Does it say anything about the days these were on? It doesn't look like it states the date, unfortunately. Darn. Well, looks like we're done in this district. Up there we go. There's a board request up there. We'll check it out in a minute. Oh, do we finally have access to the roof? Oh, yep. It's finally done. Look at this nice area. What? You scarred? Wow, we got a lot of faces over here. Well, look who it is. I haven't seen you all since we were in Tharbad. We weren't expecting to run into you either, Director. How come you're with Lieutenant Kayla? Government asked yours truly to help with the ceremony's production. Makes sense. You did a good job with the film festival planning, catastrophes notwithstanding. Don't act like you didn't help at all there. I could do it without a do-over from the last festival. Please don't jinx it. I wouldn't worry so much. You're more than aware of the fact that we're finally rid of A. Well, yeah, we did it. The odds of anything major happening are low at best. It's not improbable that there are still remnants out there, so security's still just as tight as a precaution. You here to discuss unit placement then? That's right. The meeting's with us more than anything. We bet you guys at Basil. It's good to see you again, too. We're helping set up all the equipment for the ceremony. Oh yeah, y'all are showing off the new stuff, right? Must be pretty busy then. Drowning in work, more like. This isn't even my specialty, but here I am, slaving away. Though, your sympathy does soothe the pain, Van. You don't mind if I call you Van, right? Of course not. Good. You can call me Ezzy, just like Quattro does, if you want. That, I'm gonna pass on. She gets real casual real quick. Will Professor Cronkite be in attendance at the unveiling? I doubt it. He'll be at the ceremony, but not much else. He's got his hands full with another project right now. Yeah, the space one. Professor Hamilton will be here too. Oh, here we go. Esmeralda, Kayla, mind hearing me out here? Oh? What about? You two are bursting at the seams with sex appeal. There's this pizzazz to you. It's everything I could have hoped for and more. What do you say we chase new heights of sexiness to get? I am far too busy to even consider the proposition. That's not a field I have much interest in, I'm afraid. What? Same as always. What are you selling over here? Ice cream. Oh, cookies and cream ice cream. Oh, that's one of Agnes's classmates. I suppose we could also pop in over at the guild. Doesn't look like there's many people in there right now, though. Oh, hi, Alvis. Must be a special day if you two are coming in together. Good work today, Lahad, but dang it, we do not have that sort of relationship. Calm down there, don't get all on my case about it. Not what I was implying. I don't know what you two are on about, but I'd also like to thank you for your work at Messeldom today. We're on our way on a work trip. We'll be back later tonight, so the capital's all yours for today. Alright, I'll keep an eye on the capital's outskirts, just to be safe. Don't worry so much. Take things easy out there. We will. We're still dealing with the incident's aftermath, too. Things are calming down now, but Elaine's still not back. Regina's still being optimistic about it, so I'll follow her example. We have to do all we can to help out. No one's worried about all the people Van had to murder. Nope. Oh, hey, Gray. Oh, we have an Aramis student here. Alright, we can head back to that bulletin board now. What's going on over here? Oh, it's those two idols. And... oh, I thought you were someone else. Huh. Name's Cunningham. I'm editor-in-chief for the Gossip Rag Melt. There's something I gotta tell you about Dingo Brad, who used to work here. If you're interested, come to the second floor. Okay. Wait. Anyway, let me have a look. We've received reports of a danger... okay. Alright, that's it. Man. That reported friend of yours used to work at Meld, right? The biggest gossip rag in Calvard. I didn't know you were tight with the editor-in-chief. I'm not. Dingo mentioned him before, but I've never met the guy. Supposed to be a bit of a headache to deal with, so I've tried to keep it that way, too. Looks like my luck just ran out. I really think we should beat him. Perhaps he might be waiting for us already. Walking to the Orwell Cafe shouldn't take us so long. We should go and visit him when we get the chance then. May as well since we're already here. Are you kidding me? They approved my request to take the afternoon off for the Revolution Festival. I might actually get to take my girlfriend on a date for once. Oh, that'd be nice. You sure now's the time to talk about it? We only do half a day during the Revolution Festival, sure, but today's just a normal duty day. Shouldn't you get going back to the station? Last I heard, you were talking about going a date around the film festival. Don't tell me you've been neglecting her since then. You could be nicer, you know. You really did come. Not that I didn't trust Dingo at all. Name's Van Arkwright. I take it you're Mel's editor-in-chief? Yep, that's me. Me and Dingo go back about 7 years. You told me a lot about you. Sounds like you were real busy over in Arashian, too. Heh, no clue what you're on about. I thought there'd be no reports about us being involved with it. There won't. The authorities are keeping it a secret. Dude's probably just saying that to get under our skin. Heh, well, whatever. It's not getting an article, so I'm not interested. I called you here for one of those 4 SPGs of yours. Nothing more, nothing less. The gist of it is I want you to help me look for Dingo's notebook. Oh? What's this about? You suspect he had a notebook containing information he gathered as a reporter? Or more as an information dealer? Both, actually. I first heard about it a few weeks before he headed off to Krail. I could tell he was chasing a dangerous scoop of some kind. So I jokingly asked if he had a will ready yet. Oh. Look at us now. It really didn't occur to me even for a second that this would happen to him just 4 days later. He laughed at it at the time and said one thing to me. The closest thing I have to my will is my notebook. I've left it with a trusted source, so if anything happens to me, send out a 4SPG about it. Wait a second. This is the third memento of his, on top of the video and camera. We don't have that notebook ourselves, though. Sorry if that's what you were hoping for. Oh, I never thought you did, but I suspect you're the only one who can track it down. Dingo seemed to trust you more than anyone, so I suspect that's the way he wanted it to play out, too. The authorities have got everything that happened in Krail down on lock, and Almada are dead and gone. So I can't imagine it'd have anything worth writing an article about to begin with, which means it's not worth my while hunting down. But I can't just ignore his words about it. So here we are. I'll put the money up for you to find this thing, my last gift to him. So what's it gonna be, Spriggan? You gonna find Dingo's notebook or not? Of course we are. We'll take the job. You got anything else you want to share? Maybe he said something more about this trusted source of his, for example? Heh, yeah, I remember telling him that was nowhere near enough info to find the thing myself. Only hint he gave me was that it's with people who know about as much about my past as you do. Bermati? Way to pique my interest. Wonder what Dingo's past was like. I've only heard bits of it myself. How much do you know? Even less than you do, I suspect. I know he used to live in Messeldom before ending up in the capital 7 years ago, that's about it. Wait, didn't Dantes act like he knew him?
久しぶりだな、ディンゴ・ブラッド。サルバッドでのあれはさておき。お前がメッセルダム界隈でケチな情報屋をやってた時以来か。あんたがエンリケの下で若頭をやってた時以来だ。
Saying the two of them knew each other at length beforehand will be a fair assumption. Alright, we'll see what we can dig up with that info then. Good luck. Anyway, my break's over. I gotta get back to work on finding scoops for the festival. I'll give you my number. Just give me a call if you do find it. I'll wire you the money if you do. It can be my way of honoring Dingo's death. Got it. We'll take it from here. What's the plan here? We don't exactly have a load of info to go off. I assume go to Bermati. Only clue we have is that it's somebody that knows as much about Dingo as that guy does. That rules out Jack and Bermati and Van, obviously. Oh. Oh, and Ren, too. Yeah, any information dealer is probably out of the question here, so... Is anyone with as many connections as Ren has? Jack, Bermati, and I try not to pry into his past either, mind you. But something must have happened between Dingo and Dantes while he was still in Messeldom. He left the city after whatever that was, ending up in the capital and becoming a reporter right after. Don't know any details, but I imagine we'll get out of this knowing a lot more than we came in with. We're gonna be unearthing what he tried to bury this whole time. All his burdens he carried by himself. Man, you don't look like you're about to back down, though. No way, a job's a job, and I'm nothing if I can't see this kind of shit through. But anyway, I can think of at least one person who'd fit the bill for this job that won't be a pain in the ass to go to meet up with. Oh? It's not an information dealer, mind you, but she was close to Dingo. I can't be the only one who immediately thought of her. Oh. I suspect I see who you mean now. It does seem plausible she might know something. Are we going to meet her then? Yeah, let's head over to the Tyrell Times. Don't think a meeting with her will be all that hard to get as long as she's not out of the office. Mariel? Right. Oh, damn it, that bastard up and left us with the bill. Gotta be pretty sly if you're gonna be running the biggest gossip rag in the country. Well, it's the least we could do for him since he brought this to our attention. Well, let's head to the Tyrell district, I suppose. Oh, this is an optional one? Let's do this first. Is it here? No. It's gotta be here then. Yep. Can we Grendelize? No. Didn't do a whole lot, but... Okay.
フィーバータイムだ。
この木は逃しません。
もらった。チャンスだ。続けやバン。逃がすかよ。ヘクトラスタンだ。
Bingo.
アロン。ぶった切れ。ここだフェリー。もらった。
リセットさん。
おまけだ。ま、こんなもんだろ。
各種ス
Alright, that saved us some time.
これにて一件落着。
入金を確認したわ。
Alright, so first things first, back to Old Town. Because I want to go to the baths again. Get our crap points back that we just used up.
いつも来てくれ。生まれ変わったみたいです。さっぱりしたみたいね。
行くとすっか。
There she is. Oh, it's you guys. Great job, everyone. You really saved the day back in Arashian. Thanks, you were a big help, too. Without you, I doubt we would have been able to get all those kids on the airship. I've noticed you've been keeping busy lately. Yeah, you could say that. I had a lot of investigating to do once those revelations about Arashian came to light. And it was worth it in the end. I feel like I'm finally making a difference. Good for you. Now Dingo's got one less thing to worry about up there. I sure hope so. If I'm that much closer to being the sort of reporter he was, I'll take it. Oh, hey guys, good to see you again. Need something with the paper? Not this time. We came here to talk to you, Mariel. I'll give this to you straight. We're working on a 4SPG involving Dingo, and we need your help. What? You are? What sort of request is it? Please tell me. To put it simply, you talked to Mel's editor-in-chief, Mr. Cunning? Dingo told me about him before, but I've never had the chance to meet him in person. He said he wants you to find Dingo's notebook? That's right. Do you remember Dingo ever talking to you about the thing by any chance? Doesn't have to be anything direct or explicit. Anything you happen to remember him saying will help. Actually, we didn't just talk about it before. I've seen the notebook with my own eyes. Say what? How did that happen? As I'm sure you all noticed, when he was alive, I tended to barge in on him while he was trying to work and stuff. One day while we were having lunch, I was asking for advice on how to interview people, and he was writing stuff in a black leather notebook. I asked him what it was since I was curious. He told me it's where he jots his info down, both for his reporting and info broker stuff. That certainly sounds like the right notebook. At least we know it's real. I got a little whiny and tried to get him to show me his notes, but of course he refused. When I got huffy about it, he kind of laughed and patted me on the head. I still remember exactly what he said. Who knows, maybe you get to peek at them one of these days. Although, if I play my cards right, you should never have to. Aww, oh wow. He must have already been preparing for what might happen to him in that case. If that's the way he was talking, then we can probably rule out him taking the notebook with him to Krail. The CID also apparently swept through his place and couldn't find any real material of note he left there either. He had to have either given it to someone else to hang on to, or stashed it somewhere for safekeeping. Which brings me to my next question. Can you think of anyone he would have left the notebook with, or anyone who might know where it would be? Again, if you think you don't know anything definitive, any leads you might have would be great. And just to be clear, I don't mean other brokers like Bramani. I'm talking about other sorts of acquaintances he had. Right, of course. Let me think. Based on what Mr. Cunning told you... Wait, could he have... You think of something? Maybe. I could be completely wrong, but I can't rule it out either. Basically, when Dingo was alive, he would sometimes cover, the adult industry for Meld Magazine. He did? That's interesting. I guess it comes with being a tabloid reporter. What's the adult industry? Doesn't every industry have adults in it? It's code for grown-up stuff. Certainly more grown-up than his wannabe protege here, that's for sure. Grr. Anyway, one time I confronted him about it. Do you really have to cover such sexual stuff in your articles? If readers demand it, it's our job as reporters to give them what they want, plain and simple. Plus, it's a way to get information that can help shut down some of the nastier illegal places run by the Mafia. Oh, okay, I guess that makes sense. Say, out of curiosity, do you ever visit these sort of places yourself? Huh? Only when I need to for work. Lately, I've been too busy to go any place like that myself, so I had to lean on one of my old contacts to get a lot of what I need. Not exactly ideal when my job is supposed to be to report things I see myself, but it is what it is. Fair enough, I guess. Sure won't hear me complaining about you. Complaining about what? Nothing at all. Anyway, who's this contact you mentioned? Her? She's a woman who operates underground, runs a handful of outlets. Pretty talented, all things considered. She? Your contact is a woman? Yeah, why does that matter? You gotta introduce me to her. It'll help me write better news articles, yeah. Unfortunately, Dingo said it was too soon for me to be going to a place like that, and that was that. Looking back on it, there's only one part of town he could have meant when he said she worked underground, huh? Yeah, I think that goes without saying. Not only that, I think I just might know who the woman he's talking about. Never would have guessed those two had any history, but just goes to show it's a small world we live in. I certainly remember there being a business that fit the bill when we were down there. Does that mean we're going to the Blacklight District? Yeah, who knows if we'll turn anything up down there. It's worth a shot.
その皆さん、ここから先は私もご一緒させてもらえないでしょうか?
I don't know. Yeah, it gets kind of dangerous in the Blacklight District. Oh, I already know how dangerous it can be, believe me. But we're talking about Dingo's notes here. What's inside them matters to me too, you know.
まあ、いつかこいつを見せる機会があるかもしれない。そうならないよう努めるつもりだがな。
Funny how they voiced it there, but the initial time it wasn't voiced, she just said it herself. She does have a point. What do you think, Van? Alright, you can come. You did give us some valuable info, after all. So it's only fair, but you gotta promise two things. One, you'll stay behind us down there. No running ahead. And two, you'll carry your own weight and help us out, too. Deal? Deal. Thanks, Van. I promise you won't regret this. Well, we'll see about that. Alright, so we gotta go to the Blacklight District next. So let's go on and, head on down there.
さあ、出発すんぞ。
Oh, it's a crazy book lady.
今日は何にしますか? ありがとうございました。何をするの? 大事にしますね。サンクス。
RF, I assume, stands for Rhineford. Oh, wow. Huh? Everybody's scared shitless here. What's going on? Look over there. They have all fainted. What could have happened? Oh, I think I might know. Got a hunch these fools tried barking up the wrong tree and they paid the price hard. Oh shit. That would explain it. If anything, they're lucky to have gotten off so lightly. Oh wow. Van, my friend, how wonderful to see you, and the rest of you as well. Good to see you too, your highness. You sure roughed those poor bastards up good, huh? Oh, I had no hand in this, none whatsoever. You see, they attempted to make moves on these ladies here, and they just wouldn't take no for an answer. They got physical, and well... These women are truly a force to be reckoned with. Even yours truly quivers before them. Hey, don't you think that's a little mean, Prince? I was simply performing my duties, nothing more, nothing less. Okay, but that doesn't explain why you all were hanging out. You guys make for one weird posse, however you slice it. A mutual acquaintance of ours was kind enough to put me in touch with His Highness, but then I came down to meet him, and then... As fate would have it, she happened to run into us here as well. I'm on a break for once after wrapping up a job. I came into town to unwind until the festival, taking some of the local sights. Anyway, I wandered down here looking for a little excitement, I guess you could say. I got everything I bargained for and more. This is too good to be some kind of coincidence. Destiny must have brought us together. What do you say, Yin, Miss Bodyguard? Want to go around? I think I'm good, Well, that sounds like a delightful proposal. Don't worry about me, Najee. I encourage, nay, implore you to take her up on it. The things you say sometimes, Your Highness. I suppose I should just be grateful you're not thinking to throw down with her yourself. Well, I didn't mean to leave you out, Van. You guys are more than welcome to... Yeah, no, we have this thing called work. Strange, I know. Damn, if I get caught in the crossfire between those two. That ain't the kind of threesome I'm into. Oh, you're no fun. And she can read his mind too, so you're no fun. Oh well, there's always next time. Just don't burn the whole district down, alright? Oh my god, that was so funny. Alright, what's going on down here? Some guy fighting a robot. Interesting. I'm so confused. It's got to be below us then. Trying to get around here is kind of annoying at times. Just a random bed over here. I can't imagine it's safe at all to sleep down here. Water, I need water. I told you to take it easy on the hard stuff while we're here. We're not on our home turf. You can't expect them to make the same stuff here. Hey, didn't realize you two were needed. Looks like you're having a real fun time. Hey there, good to see you. We've been working like dogs on the broker stuff. Thought we could take a break now, and here we are, just having the time of our lives. So what dragged you two all the way here? You're on their tail, I take it? Yep, we're trying to figure out how the underworld's changing now that they're gone, and you can really only do that on the ground. It's pretty calm so far. Surprising, more than I expected. Maybe it's because the CID was so on top of the stragglers. Probably now that those smug pricks aren't running the underground's settling back down. Those drugs, though, did I say underground twice and it wasn't there? Oh, around and underground, okay. Those drugs, though, those will be sticking around for a while. It's a lot tougher to get those off the streets. That does make sense, that's unfortunate. Actually, this chat just reminded me of something. I've heard whispers about some 2-bit gangster who's on the run from the feds now, after he did some work for those guys. Word is, he's camping out somewhere in the Tyrell district. I don't have anything else to go on, but I figure you might want to know. The Tyrell district, huh? That's a good tip, appreciate it. Well, have fun, you two. Just try to stay on your feet, Jack, alright? So, what was she saying? 2-bit gangsters on the run from the feds. I'm trying to think who that would be. A two-bit gangster who did some work for Armada? Well, this is where we need to be. This is our lady. Oh, it's you. You know, I thought I knew you well, but I had no idea you and Dingo went so far back. Level with me here. You're the one helping him investigate Almada's illegal adult business, weren't you? Yeah, that's right. We must have worked together, for a decade, I want to say. We both had to keep it on the down low in order to operate freely, though. He and I had known each other since we were both up in Messeldom. That long, huh? Guess that makes sense. If you don't mind me asking, how did the two of you, meet? It wasn't anything special. He was a newly minted intel broker, and I was your common whore, making ends meet out on the streets. We had a nice little thing going. He'd buy information, I coaxed from my clients, and I'd do him some favors in kind. He scratched my back, I scratch his. This is all news to me. Can we assume that Dingo hadn't started doing any reporting work back then? More or less. I will say, for an errand boy working underground, he had a certain naivete to him back then, maybe because he was still so young. I had an acquaintance who worked at the local paper. I remember he was pretty intrigued about that side of things. I will also mention, it was 8 years ago I made the move to Edith and set up shop down here. But before I left, he gave me some top secret information as a parting gift. His intel and his connections have been a huge help to me. Leave it to the lady killer to schmooze his way into the underground. He really helped a lot of people while he was alive, didn't he? Indeed. Later on, he left everything. After everything went down Messeldom, that's when he ended up drifting into town. Personally, I was happy to see him make a clean break and get into a better line of work with better people. You never know what life has in store for you. Maybe the guys took a liking to him and threw him a bone. Maybe so, yeah. Sorry to interject, but what happened to him in Messeldom? I don't know anything about that. Wish I could tell you honestly, but it's not really my place to say. That all happened after I left, so I only heard things through the grapevine. But I won't leave you empty-handed. If you're looking for his notebook, I've got some information I'd happy to share. Really? You do that? Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Just to clarify, we're looking for this black leather notebook he used to carry around. You've seen it before, I take it. Sure have. He'd been looking for a place to stash it. I offered to hold on to it myself, but he turned me down. Can't blame him for being cautious when he was going up against Almada. But I did hear him mutter, asking someone for help on his way out of town for a piece. That was 3 days before everything went down in Krail, for reference. Holy cow, what timing. That's a valuable clue there. Actually, now that she mentions it, how did Dingo get to Krail? Do you have any ideas, Van? Oh! The cab guy! Is that who he left it with? I don't remember. He had this tiny-ass car, but he never drove it that much. He always paranoid of people following him. Usually he took a train or a bus when he had to go to the sticks. Probably flew a bit from time to time, too. But I don't know what he did here. Same, we're talking about a guy who knew all their tricks by this point. Might as well have been just moving randomly. He sure as hell wouldn't take something as obvious as public transit, not when Almada had eyes everywhere. Exactly, I think we can rule out his own car too. That would have carried its own risks. Thinking realistically, he probably would have. I think chances are pretty good our guy took a taxi. Sure as hell ain't cheap, but it had given him the lowest profile and most flexibility. They blend in right on the road. Oh, good thinking. You might be onto something, Van. Taxis are pretty commonplace, especially for people heading out of town. There's no way Almada could be monitoring every single taxi running in Edith, even though we only see one. If that was the case, what sort of taxi would he have taken? Presumably one with a self-employed driver instead of a company, no? That's a good point. A self-employed driver would have given him more flexibility. Sounds like you guys have your next lead. I have no idea who the driver could be, unfortunately, but maybe it was one of his friends. My guess is he had a driver he hired on the regular, someone he could trust. Ring any bells for you, sweetheart? You know, something actually does. I remember Dingo would sometimes hail a taxi to get to a reporting site. He mostly took one that had this black and yellow checkered pattern around on the bottom. The driver was an eccentric guy too, from what I recall. Oh wow, that's really good info. Glad we were able to remember that. You said it. We'll have to look into that once we're done here. Anyway, thanks for the chat, mistress. I'll pay you back sometime. Yes, thank you so much. You have no idea how grateful I am. Oh, don't mention it. I owe Dingo that much. That said, you can always repay me by coming back here to play. You know, don't forget that. But yeah, Dingo would tell me stories about you two sometimes. The punk-ass Spriggan and the newbie reporter he had befriended. I hope you're able to track down his notebook. If there's anyone out there he'd want to inherit it, I imagine it'd be you two. Thank you. We'll do our best. We're sure as hell gonna try. It'd be a waste to just let it go after doing all this work for it. A taxi with a black and yellow checkered pattern. I know exactly which one that is. Had no idea Dingo was a regular in it. I see that card out by Central Station a lot. Driver's probably out for lunch right now, though. Let's check the food stalls first, see if we get lucky. Well, we know who that is. I think we'll save that for next time, though. I think we're going to stop here. So next time, we'll go ahead and finish up this request and see if our good friend, I forget what his name is, but the guy who's always out smoking with the sunglasses, the taxi driver, we'll go check in with him. So that's going to be it, guys. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe or if you're new to the channel. I'll see you next time. Have a wonderful day, everyone.